I'm singing about my mental health a lot of the time.
Yeah.
To people who are like-minded and understanding, and the crowds at my gigs and the people who come to support are often really understanding people who deal with the same things, because so many people deal with mental health issues.
Yeah, of course.
It has to be spoken about so people don't feel so alone in it.
So, third guest today's episode of the Big Chat Fringe Fest Takeover. I'm really, this guest is pretty something, to be honest. All the guests have been, but this is Mollie, aka Biddle.
Hi.
Hi, Mollie.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm really good. I've got serious eyelash envy. It's all I'm going to put out there before we even get started. I mean, these are the eyelashes of my dreams.
They are cool, aren't they?
They are super cool.
Not too big.
I think we could go bigger.
Do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought mine were pretty big, but these are special.
These really take over, don't they?
They really do. Mollie, thanks for coming in today to talk to us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, you're so welcome. I mean, it's great to see you. And I don't like to talk about age, obviously, never much at all. But you're one of the youngest guests I think we've had in here.
Really?
If not the youngest guest.
Lovely.
And you're proud of that, I would imagine, because you've done pretty good for...
Yeah, that's quite an exciting name to hold.
Yeah.
The youngest guest. Yeah. I mean, not bad going.
But do you know what I mean? You've tell people who don't know who you are and what you do a bit about you.
Yeah, I'm Mollie, also known as Biddle. I do music. I've been playing for about 3 years now. 16 years old. Started out when I was 13, so it's quite a development.
It is.
But yeah, really, really love music. I've been writing and performing since 2018.
That's amazing. So have you? So 13, really young. So did you start when you were 13, or has music always been in your bones, as it were?
Yeah, it's always been. I'm in a musical family, so been surrounded by music. And I used to play like clarinet in school and stuff. So I started out in other places, but in terms of songwriting, that was 2018. So when I was 13.
And what was the first song you wrote?
Oh, that's a good question. The first one that I released and was known, and it's still sometimes on my set list, was called Angel Wings, which was about my dad because I lost him when I was 12.
Oh.
So it kind of turned into a coping mechanism, writing music, and it was just a way of processing for me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that about your dad.
It's no problem.
Yeah, so Angel Wings, what a beautiful way to remember him.
Exactly. It was a fundraiser as well, actually. I think it was for cancer research.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that how your dad passed away from cancer? Yeah.
Cancer,
so Angel, so that was the first song you wrote, and that's beautiful. And like you say, it helped you process it. So have you found music has been a way of sort of processing emotions?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is for me. You can kind of hear through my songs the development and just me processing different things, grief with my dad. I struggle with mental health issues like anxiety. So just, a lot of stuff. It's just really helped me, and listening to music's always helped me. So that's why I wanted to write it. That's
incredibly cool that you put that out there as well, because I think anxiety is something that we talk about a lot on this show, because because we all suffer. I suffer from anxiety. Sometimes we come across as confident, but actually, we suffer. I lost my dad a few years ago, and and it's just, it's how we cope with things. We all cope with things with different mechanisms, don't we?
Definitely.
So, but music, what a powerful, positive way of doing that. And I'm sure your music really helps other people as well.
That's something that I really love, because obviously it helps me, but then also people can listen to it and resonate with it, which is amazing. And quite often at performances and stuff, I'll have people in tears with my songs, which is just nice. It hits people in the right place, which is what I'm trying to do.
So your musical journey started at 13. So that's almost like your dad was kind of looking down on you, giving you a little bit of a
push. Exactly,
which
that's
is interesting.
how it felt. Yeah.
And what happened after that? So you released your first song. Where did you release that?
I released it. I mean, my songs now are on Spotify. I can't remember if that song went out on Spotify before my first performance. Can't remember if I had music out before then, but my first actual gig was an open mic at the Forum in 2018.
That's cool.
Yeah, October time. And then I got offered a slot in the stable at the Forum, which was my next kind of proper gig on a lineup. And it just went from there.
That's
just met the right
cool.
people.
It's just fell into place, and you're incredibly talented. I mean, your music is amazing.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it really is. And so do you just, is that all you're about now? It's just all about music?
It's all about music. That is my top passion and the thing that I focus on the most, especially now I'm done with GCSEs in school.
Yeah.
It's just, my main focus, especially this year.
And what a focus to have.
100%.
And how was playing at the Forum? How did that call come about then, the first gig? We love the Forum. We're going to, Big Chat's going to be at the Forum next year.
Really?
As soon as we're out and about, we're going to be live chatting to people at the Forum.
Amazing. That's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. We want to sit and have the Big Chat there. And we've talked to the guys. We're going to have a members club. We're going to do all that kind of thing. So, cool. But obviously at the moment we've been a little bit restricted what we can do.
Of course.
So how did that first gig come about? How did that all happen?
Yeah, I saw that there was an open mic going on at the Forum. I can't remember how I heard about it, but I think maybe someone told me and said, you should go for this. And I was like, yeah, maybe I will. You know, a little live performance. It's only like 2 songs at an open mic. So I just went and performed. I was so anxious to do it. And I remember actually as well, I met someone there that night that I still know who invited me to a gig as well and kind of helped me get out there a little bit. And met the right people at the Forum as well, and they offered me a slot at the stable, I think a week or 2 later.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So who's been your influences, your musical influences, would you say, Mollie?
I'd say in terms of, because I started out on ukulele, and now I play baritone ukulele, which is just a slightly deeper version of it, still a 4-string instrument. But Chloe Moriondo was my top inspiration. Don't know if you've heard of her.
I haven't. I probably should have done, but I haven't.
She's amazing, and she's just getting out there herself, really like growing big now. Just brought out her first album and everything, and I actually supported her in London on her first tour down here from America as well.
Wow.
A couple of years ago. So that was a real amazing step in my career, because she was who made me start, and then obviously I got to meet and perform with her. So it was amazing.
That is so I bet you've met some really interesting people.
100% in the music career, you know, even just people playing at the Forum or on different lineups, you just meet the coolest people and people like-minded to you who also enjoy the same passion. So yeah, it's amazing.
And is that I mean, what is it you enjoy the most about? I mean, you say it's creative, it's a way of processing, but is it that energy that you're around as well? Do you just love that?
Definitely. Just the energy at gigs. You can't beat it, honestly. It's just the best, and I can't wait. Obviously, tonight's my first performance in over a year. Yeah. So, but yeah, I can't wait to get back on stage.
So literally, the Fringe Festival is going on at the moment. So when this gets aired, it will be the end of the Fringe Festival. It would have been the 2 weeks. So cool. What have you been doing with the Fringe? Debbie obviously got in touch with you. How do you know Debbie? How do you know Debbie, your talents, and the Fringe guys?
Yeah, only from the Fringe Festival. Because it was actually someone else from the Forum that I've worked with passed me on the link for the Fringe Festival and said, you should sign up for this.
Cool.
And I thought, I've been thinking about getting back into gigs, just didn't really know where to start, because obviously it's still hard with COVID to find slots. And I thought, this would be a cool opportunity. Love playing a festival. I played Unfest in 2019.
Brilliant.
Which was amazing. So I just signed up from there, and then obviously got to know Debbie and other people from the Fringe Festival.
So that's exciting. Yeah. And you're where are you playing?
I'm playing at Central Market in town.
Amazing.
So really good slot on a Friday night.
I'm going to come and see you.
You totally should.
I'm totally going to come and check you out tonight. I'm literally going to come. I'm definitely going to. Yeah, absolutely. And if you've got lots of support, I mean, your friends and your family must be so proud of you, what you're doing.
They're amazing. Honestly, I've got the best friends. They just support me so much. My mum, my girlfriend, everyone is just amazing.
Oh, that's so really cool. And do you find that people, where are people finding out the most about you? Where are you finding that or is it just all different places, live gigs?
All different places.
Because lockdown, how's that been for you with lockdown?
It has been hard. In a way, I found it good for creativity. I bought my baritone ukulele in the first lockdown, so just kind of re-sparked my creativity. But it's hard to find motivation in some ways. I think a lot of people have struggled with that. Yeah. And it's hard when there hasn't been performances on as well. Yeah. To bring out new stuff and to make it known as well when you can't perform it. But I also am on YouTube and stuff as well. My YouTube channel blew up a couple of years ago, so that's got 44,000 followers now.
That's amazing.
So that's really helped me out creatively.
That's brilliant
to have a platform.
And I was checking out with Ash, the videographer. I was checking out some of your content, and it's beautiful. The videos and stuff, like you're really good. So who does all of that? Do you work with different people?
I do all of it myself for YouTube.
Brilliant.
Recording and editing.
I love it.
gives me something to do, gives me a task.
So you're artistic as well?
A little bit, yeah.
I'd say you are.
I'm not good at art, actual art.
Well, that's like, I mean, who decides what's good and what isn't? Do you know what I mean?
True.
I mean, you're creative. True. I mean, the way you present yourself that's in itself is art. I would say that I
like that way of thinking. Actually,
yeah,
everyone thinks artistic.
It is, don't you think?
100%.
And you did share a couple of like tattoos with us. You like tattoos? How many tattoos have you got?
Oh, good question. Now I've got a new one yesterday. I think it's 15.
15?
A lot of them are very small.
That is 15. Yeah. What was your first tattoo? What was the first tattoo you had?
It was this little 3 lines on my wrist.
Oh, I like that.
It was just a little stick and poke that I did when I was 14. Very young to start.
We are not advising anyone to do stick and poke on this show.
Do not do that. Not safe.
Wait till you're old enough and please go and see a regulated tattoo artist.
100%. I agree with that.
Who do you like to who does your tattoos now?
It's someone weirdly who I used to go to school with in primary school. She's 18, so a bit older than me. But she's an underground artist at the moment.
Cool.
So I was one of her first clients because I saw she was doing them in lockdown. I was like, would you do me one? I'd love to come to you. But
amazing. 15?
Yep.
So you can handle pain. I mean, I've had a few tattoos.
Yeah, they can be painful.
Yeah, on your foot. That's not...
Yep. Worst place.
Have you got any on your feet?
I've got one. That was my worst one.
I had a guy called Johnny Breeze tattoo my foot, and he was literally tattooed from head to toe.
Oh God.
The only place he didn't have tattooed was his head.
Yeah.
And as he was tattooing my foot, a 3-hour-long piece on my foot, I said, well, is there any way you don't have to tattoo? And he said, well, I'd never get it on my foot because it's ridiculous. It's the most painful place to tattoo.
Oh,
it's like, thank you very much, as you're doing my foot.
That's what you want to find out.
And it was just so sore.
Oh, it's so painful. I don't know what it is about feet. Is it just has a lot of nerves or something?
It's a lot of nerves.
Yeah.
It's a lot of nerves. Talking of nerves, do you get nervous? You said like mental health, anxiety, and you know, I mean, performing is, I would say, very courageous.
It can be very nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Definitely with my anxiety, it's a very hard thing to do sometimes.
Yeah.
To put it slightly.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time, I've had a couple of gigs where I've had to back out with anxiety.
Have you?
Which, you know, I think a lot of artists and
that's okay.
Deal with that at some point in their career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because everyone goes through hard times with it. But a lot of the time I overcome it, and I find it in a way comforting performing because I'm singing about something. I'm singing about my mental health a lot of the time.
Yeah.
To people who are like-minded and understanding. And the crowds at my gigs and the people who come to support are often really understanding people who deal with the same things.
That's really cool.
It helps in a way.
Because Fagans as well is one of the charities, isn't it, that the Fringe Festival are supporting, and that's helping children with mental health, and that it's becoming more talked about now. Arguably my generation, it got better, but generations before that, no one talked about mental health.
No, this is
my mum and dad didn't talk about it at all. I mean, they didn't really talk about anything. I mean, mum, you did talk about a lot, but just it just wasn't really, it was kind of taboo. As were lots of things.
Definitely becoming a more comfortable subject, I think.
Which is good.
Amazing.
Needs to be.
It does need to be, because so many people deal with mental health issues.
Yeah, of course.
It has to be spoken about so people don't feel so alone in it.
Totally. And I think, like you're saying, we talk about physical health, we talk about eating the right food, we talk about looking after our bodies and exercising, and yet we don't seem to talk about our brains and what we think. We all think.
We all have mental health.
We all have mental health. It doesn't have to be a stigma or a bad word associated with it. It should just be totally normalised, as should most things, I think. Well, all things, to be fair.
100%. People need to be open-minded.
They do. They really do. So is there any little things that you do to sort of get over anxiety before you go, if you go on stage? I mean, I'd be terrified.
It is terrifying. I usually will pump myself up on music and stuff beforehand.
Do you?
Yeah, instead of trying to get into a calm mindset, I usually just try and flow with the adrenaline a little bit and kind of get into it. But yeah, that tends to help me. I mean, music all round is just my main healer, whether it be writing it or listening to it.
I love that.
Yeah, I'll just get into a zone beforehand.
So who are your favourite people to listen to? You mentioned earlier one of your inspirations, but who do you listen to when you're at home with your girlfriend or your mum? What are you listening to?
Well, I love Billie Eilish. She's always been...
Oh, Billie Eilish, my daughter's favourite. Yeah.
Oh, she's amazing. And another inspiration for me, maybe not in style of music, but just how open she is and creative she is with her style of music, and just her in general. She's just not afraid to be herself. And that's something I really aspire to be like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I love Youngblood as well.
Yeah.
Milky Chance.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh, so on the spot. I feel like I need to look at my playlist.
I mean, there's just what? Do you have playlists? Do you share your playlist? Do you use Spotify? Share your playlist?
Well, sometimes it feels quite a personal thing.
It is a personal thing.
Some of them are public, but yeah. 100%.
So what have you released? What have you released so far? Excuse me if I sound like a total novice, but you know, what have you released? What's out there? What's coming out? What's in the future? Tell us a bit about that.
So I've got a few songs out on Spotify. After Shaving Cigarette, Spiked. A song came out last year, which is my most recent to date, called Young With You. That had an animation video with it, and that's my most recent song that's released.
I love that. That's the beautiful animation video I saw.
Have you seen that?
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Thank you so much. I'm
Honestly,
very proud of that.
You should be.
It was my favourite song I've ever released to date, I think. And I've got a new song coming out. I haven't got a date for it currently, but I just got the electric guitar back on it the other day, and it's sounding rocky. It's sounding good.
That's so cool.
Different to my other stuff. And that's actually how I met my girlfriend as well, because we worked on a project together, and I wrote a song for her project because she's an artist. So she did a performance art piece, and that's how I met her, because I did it with her and wrote a song. And
that's beautiful.
It's a really cool way to have met, creative way to have met.
And what's your girlfriend's name?
Hayley.
So that's amazing. So you're going to do more work together. You're going to work together on more 100%. Projects.
Yeah, we've already got another couple in the works. So
brilliant.
Yeah.
And you've got the Fringe. You've got your gigs. What else have you got coming up now? We're coming out of lockdown. Have you got more things planned?
I haven't got any gigs booked at the moment.
What?
I know. I really need to get on it. But this was my first one booked back at the moment. I have spoke to Paul Dunton about potentially doing local and live festival.
Brilliant. Good.
And playing at the Grey Lady at some point.
Good.
Because that's been on the cards for a while. But yeah, apart from Fringe Festival, nothing's booked at the moment, which is quite sad. Need to get on it.
Everyone's going to see you now on this, and they're going to be like, well, we need to talk to this Mollie. We need to find out more about her. Where did the name come from, Biddle? Where's that from?
That's a nickname from when I was a child.
Is it?
My mum used to call me it, which is still really weird to me now when I'll meet someone and they'll go, "You're right, Biddle," and it's like a childhood nickname.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
100%. What is Biddle? Just that's where tell me. That's like
I wish I knew. It's a question to ask.
We need to get your mum. Yeah. I met your mum earlier, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah, I'm going to ask her. I'm going to be like, "Can you give me inside info?" It's probably top secret, to be fair.
Do you know what? I don't even think she knows. I think it was just one of those things that was said.
That's that's really cool.
Yeah, and it was just unique. I mean, there's a lot of artists called Mollie. I thought I just want something unique.
Yeah.
And it's what I called my YouTube channel at first, because I just wanted a name for that. That wasn't my name.
Yeah.
And then obviously my music came from that, so it just kind of stuck, and now it's on music posters, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna just leave it as it is, because that's what I'm known for.
That's amazing. Did you think? I mean, you've achieved a lot at a young age. Did you think this was this always what you thought you want to be when you were little? When you were sort of teeny 6, 7?
I always wanted to be an actress. Weirdly.
Did you?
When I was really young, that was the dream. But I mean, growing up, I was always doing karaoke and stuff on holiday, and I was always told that I could be a musician, I could be a singer. But it wasn't really an interest until it became, a coping mechanism and something that I found I could really get lost in and process stuff through, and just found a love for. But yeah.
So that's it now. So what are the big dreams? What are the future big dreams?
The big dreams, just to make it as an artist and to be able to make it a career, which already is, slowly becoming a reality.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would just be amazing. And also I'd love to go on a tour around the UK with some cool artists, because obviously I've supported some cool people through my music career. But I haven't done any tours apart from to London, so it'd be cool to go to some different towns. That's a big dream.
And more of these festivals, I guess, because things like the Fringe Festival is a great way for you to... I mean, look, we're talking...
Exactly.
We're here, but honestly, it's like things like that as well, to get into local communities.
Exactly.
And then it's just organically reaches you out to other people that I might not necessarily have found out about you. I would think I would if you were performing. But it's really great to meet you and hear about your story. And I think also it's very inspirational that you're open about the fact that you've got anxiety, but you're overcoming it. Well, it's not an overcoming it, because that makes it sound like it's like a negative thing, which I don't think it is.
Learning to cope with it, though.
Yeah, well, just a processing.
Yeah, this is the thing. Just learning to deal with it and being able to be there for other people through music as well, because I think music can say stuff that you can't always say with words as well.
I love that.
So it's a good way to get the word out about mental health.
Can you write a song about the Big Chat, please?
100%. Be inspired.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It'd probably be a bit kooky and not very emotional. But no, but
I could make it emotional.
Could you?
100%.
Oh, please, write me to do that and then come back on and then
come back with the song.
Come back and do that. I would absolutely love that. But I'm gonna come and watch you tonight.
I would love that.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna totally check you out because I think you're a fantastic young woman.
Thank you.
Real inspiration to. I mean, there's been a lot of anxiety, rises in anxiety through lockdown, hasn't there?
Definitely.
And I think putting that energy into something positive like music, like you're saying, where it's really helped you,
exactly,
is brilliant. So thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. And I mean, what else can we expect to see? What else can we expect to see?
Definitely a bunch more YouTube videos.
Brilliant.
Bunch more music.
Brilliant.
I'm going to college for music in September, so I'll be focusing on it as a full-time thing now that school's out of the way. And
for those that don't know where you are with your 44,000 followers, which is 43,900 more than me. What is that? But where can people find you? Tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, Instagram, I'm very active on there. YouTube.
All under Biddle.
Yeah, all under Biddle. They're the main two platforms I use, I'd say.
Yeah.
But yeah, and on Twitter, Biddle Official.
And if not, just check out the lashes. I reckon they'll see the lashes. And I say that with love because I love lashes.
Love that.
I love lashes. So I'm totally going to be asking you after this where you got those lashes from. Amazon. Don't give them any more glory than they've already got. But they look beautiful. You're epic. So thank you for coming on, Mollie.
You're epic.
Best of luck with everything.
Thank you
for talking to the Big Chat.
Thanks a lot.